As a motorist, what should you do when preparing to turn right on a roadway with a bike lane? A. Merge into the bike lane and turn without checking for bicyclists. B. Speed up to turn quickly. C. Yield to any bicyclist and make your turn behind them. D. Drive parallel to the bike lane without looking. Answer: C. When making a right turn, motorists must yield to bicyclists in the bike lane and make their turn only when it is safe. When on the roadway, do motorcyclists and moped riders have the same rights and responsibilities as motor vehicle drivers? A. Yes. B. No, they have fewer responsibilities. C. Only on highways. D. Only when wearing helmets. Answer: A. Motorcyclists and moped riders are subject to the same rules as motor vehicle drivers and must obey all traffic laws. If you are driving a motor vehicle, are you allowed to share a lane with a motorcyclist? A. Yes, if there is enough space. B. No, motorcyclists are entitled to the full lane. C. Only when passing. D. Only in residential areas. Answer: B. Motorcycles require the full width of a lane, and motorists must not attempt to share a lane with them. When a school bus is stopped to unload children on a highway divided with a raised barrier, are vehicles traveling in the opposite direction required to stop? A. Yes, all vehicles must stop. B. No, if the highway has a raised barrier at least 5 feet wide. C. Only in school zones. D. Only if the speed limit is below 40 miles per hour. Answer: B. If the road is divided by a raised barrier or unpaved median, drivers traveling in the opposite direction do not need to stop. When a school bus stops to unload children, are vehicles traveling in the same direction required to stop? A. Yes, and they must remain stopped until all children are clear of the roadway. B. No, unless it is a school zone. C. Only if the stop signal is flashing. D. No, they can pass carefully. Answer: A. Vehicles must stop when traveling in the same direction as a stopped school bus displaying its stop signal. What must you do when children or school crossing guards are present in a crosswalk? A. Proceed cautiously. B. Stop and yield the right-of-way. C. Honk to alert them. D. Slow down but keep moving. Answer: B. Drivers must always stop when children or school crossing guards are present in a crosswalk. What must you do if an emergency vehicle with activated lights and or sirens is approaching you from behind? A. Speed up to get out of the way. B. Stop immediately in your lane. C. Pull over to the closest edge of the roadway and stop. D. Continue driving but slow down. Answer: C. Motorists must yield the right-of-way to emergency vehicles by pulling over to the side and stopping until the emergency vehicle has passed. What does the move-over law require you to do? A. Move over to the next lane when passing stopped emergency vehicles. B. Speed up when approaching emergency vehicles. C. Ignore stopped emergency vehicles if they are on the shoulder. D. Stop immediately. Answer: A. The move-over law requires drivers to change lanes or slow down when approaching a stopped emergency vehicle with flashing lights. What is a no zone? A. An area where vehicles cannot park. B. Large blind spots around commercial vehicles. C. A pedestrian-only area. D. A no-passing zone. Answer: B. No zones are the large blind spots around trucks and buses where the driver may not see other vehicles. At what times must you use your headlights? A. Only when it's raining. B. Between sunset and sunrise. C. Only in foggy conditions. D. Whenever the streetlights are on. Answer: B. Florida law requires headlights to be used between sunset and sunrise. They must also be turned on when it's raining and visibility is reduced. At night, within how many feet of approaching a vehicle from the rear must you dim your high-beam headlights? A. 200 feet. B. 500 feet. C. 400 feet. D. 300 feet. Answer, D. When approaching another vehicle from behind, high beams must be dimmed within 300 feet to avoid blinding the driver. Within how many feet of an oncoming vehicle should you dim your high beam headlights? A. 200 feet. B. 300 feet. C. 400 feet. D. 500 feet. Answer, D. When approaching an oncoming vehicle, high beams must be dimmed within 500 feet to prevent glare. When driving in the rain, fog, or smoke in the daytime, what lights should you use? A. Parking lights. B. High beam headlights. C. Low beam headlights. D. Hazard lights. Answer, C. High beams reflect off rain, fog, or smoke and reduce visibility. Low beams provide better visibility in these conditions. What should you do when driving on wet roads in the rain? Why? A. Speed up to avoid hydroplaning. B. Slow down and increase following distance. C. Keep the same speed as dry conditions. D. Only use cruise control. Answer, B. Wet roads reduce traction and increase stopping distance. Slowing down reduces the risk of hydroplaning and losing control. What should you do if your right wheels go off the pavement while driving? A. Steer sharply to the left to get back on the road quickly. B. Accelerate to regain control. C. Stop immediately. D. Hold the wheel firmly, slow down, and steer gently back onto the pavement. Answer, D. A sharp turn could cause a loss of control. Slow down and re-enter the road gradually. What should you do if your tires begin to skid while driving? A. Brake hard and hold the wheel straight. B. Steer in the direction you want to go and ease off the gas. C. Speed up to regain control. D. Turn in the opposite direction of the skid. Answer, B. Sudden braking can worsen a skid. Instead, ease off the gas and steer in the direction you want to go. When emergency braking, what is the difference between conventional brakes and anti-lock brakes, ABS? A. Conventional brakes require pumping, while ABS requires firm, steady pressure. B. Both require pumping. C. ABS does not help in emergencies. D. ABS stops the car instantly. Answer, A. ABS prevents skidding by automatically pulsing the brakes. Drivers should maintain steady pressure on the pedal. What should you do during a tire blowout? A. Brake immediately. B. Hold the steering wheel firmly and let the vehicle slow down gradually. C. Accelerate to regain control. D. Turn sharply to the right. Answer, B. Braking suddenly can cause loss of control. Instead, keep a firm grip on the steering wheel and slow down gradually. What must you do if you are involved in a minor accident and your vehicle is blocking the flow of traffic? A. Leave the vehicle where it is and wait for the police. B. Move the vehicle off the roadway if possible. C. Stand in the road to direct traffic. D. Ignore the situation and drive away. Answer, B. If there are no injuries and the vehicle is drivable, it should be moved to prevent further accidents. If you hit a parked car and are unable to find the owner, what should you do? A. Leave the scene. B. Drive away and report it later. C. Leave a note with your contact information. D. Wait indefinitely. Answer, C. Drivers must leave their contact details or report the accident to law enforcement. What are the penalties for leaving the scene of an accident involving injury or death? A. Fine only. B. No penalties if reported later. C. License suspension and possible imprisonment. D. Only community service. Answer, C. Leaving the scene of an accident involving injury or death is a serious crime and can result in severe penalties. What are the requirements of the no-fault law? A. Drivers must carry personal injury protection, PIP, and property damage liability, PDL. B. Drivers must carry liability insurance. C. Only commercial vehicles need insurance. D. No insurance is required in Florida. Answer A. Florida's no-fault law requires all drivers to carry PIP and PDL insurance. If your license and registration are suspended for being in violation of the no-fault law, what must you do to get them reinstated? A. Wait for 6 months. B. Provide proof of insurance and pay a reinstatement fee. C. Retake the driving test. D. Apply for a hardship license. Answer B. Drivers must show proof of insurance and pay fees to reinstate a suspended license and registration. What are the penalties if you are at fault in a crash and you are not insured in compliance with the financial responsibility law? A. No penalties. B. License suspension, fines, and possible court action. C. Only a warning. D. Just an increase in insurance premiums. Answer B. Not having required insurance can lead to severe penalties, including license suspension. What are the time restrictions for a motorist with a learner's license? A. No driving at night. B. Can only drive during daylight hours for the first 3 months. C. Must always be accompanied by a licensed driver. D. Both B and C. Answer D. Learner's license holders can only drive during daylight for the first 3 months and must be accompanied by a licensed driver at least 21 years old. What are the time restrictions for a licensed motorist under age 17? Under age 18? A. No restrictions for licensed drivers. B. Under 17, no driving between 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Under 18, no driving between 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. unless going to from work. C. Under 17, no driving past midnight. Under 18, no driving past 2 a.m. D. Under 17, no driving past 10 p.m. Under 18, no driving past midnight. Answer B. Florida law restricts nighttime driving for minors to reduce risks associated with inexperienced drivers operating at night. When can you be charged with driving under the influence, DUI? A. Only if your blood alcohol level, BAL, is 0.10 or higher. B. Only if you show obvious signs of drunkenness. C. If you are driving or in physical control of a vehicle while impaired by alcohol, drugs, or medications. D. Only if you refuse a breathalyzer test. Answer C. A DUI charge applies when a driver is under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or even some prescription medications, regardless of their BAL. What are the penalties for refusing to take a blood test, a urine test, or a breath test when suspected of driving under the influence? A. No penalty. B. Immediate license suspension for 1 year. Second refusal results in an 18-month suspension and a first-degree misdemeanor. C. Only a fine of $500. D. Required to attend DUI school. Answer B. Under Florida's implied consent law, refusing a chemical test results in an automatic suspension of driving privileges. What can happen if you are found guilty of racing on the highway? A. A warning from law enforcement. B. Community service. C. Just a speeding ticket. D. License revocation, heavy fines, and possible jail time. Answer D. Racing on highways is considered a serious offense with severe penalties, including losing driving privileges. If you have a learner's license, how many hours of driving experience are required to earn the Class E driver license? A. 20 hours. B. No specific requirement. C. 100 hours. D. 50 hours, including 10 hours at night. Answer D. Florida requires learners to log 50 supervised driving hours, including at least 10 nighttime hours, before upgrading to a full license. What education course are you required to take if you are applying for a learner's license, or have never held a driver license? A. Defensive driving course. B. Traffic Law and Substance Abuse Education, TLSAE. C. Advanced driving course. D. No courses required. Answer, B. Florida mandates the completion of a TLSAE course for first-time driver license applicants. Are you required to notify FLHSMV of any health problems that may affect your driving? A. No, only vision problems must be reported. B. Yes, all health conditions that may affect driving must be reported. C. Only if you are over 60 years old. D. Only if requested by a police officer. Answer, B. Drivers must disclose any medical conditions that could impair their ability to drive safely. Why would one opt to take a basic driver improvement course? A. To reduce points on their driving record. B. To lower insurance rates. C. To satisfy a court order. D. All of the above. Answer, D. A basic driver improvement (BDI) course can help drivers avoid increased insurance rates, reduce points, and fulfill court orders. What maneuvers are required on a driving exam? A. Parallel parking, lane changes, and merging. B. Backing up 50 feet, stopping at signs, obeying traffic signals, and yielding right-of-way. C. Only driving on the highway. D. Driving at night with high beams. Answer, B. The Florida driving exam includes essential driving skills such as reversing, stopping at signs, and yielding correctly. You are driving toward a railroad crossing that does not have gates or lights. A train is approaching, but there might be just enough time for you to cross the tracks before it arrives. You should A. Speed up and cross the tracks quickly. B. Slow down, look and listen for a train, then cross carefully. C. Stop and wait for the train to pass. D. Proceed only if you can see the train is far away. Answer, C. Trains are often traveling faster than they appear and cannot stop quickly. Do not attempt to beat the train. When you are driving on a multi-lane road, if another vehicle moves into your lane right in front of you, cutting you off, you should A. Honk your horn and speed up to pass them. B. Slam on your brakes immediately. C. Take your foot off the gas and be prepared to brake. D. Flash your high beams to let them know they were wrong. Answer, C. Maintaining a safe following distance is the best way to avoid collisions in these situations. If you want to go to a social event where you might drink alcohol, you should A. Drive yourself and be careful. B. Make plans to have a designated driver. C. Drink only one alcoholic beverage. D. Avoid drinking any alcohol. Answer, B. The safest option is to designate a sober driver before drinking. You are driving on a slippery road in a car with anti-lock brakes, ABS. If you need to make an emergency stop, you should A. Pump the brakes. B. Slam on the brakes. C. Press down hard on the brake pedal, hold it, and steer. D. Turn off ABS before stopping. Answer, C. ABS prevents skidding and allows the driver to maintain control by applying firm, steady pressure to the brakes. Before making a left or right turn, you should signal for at least A. 50 feet. B. 100 feet. C. 200 feet. D. 500 feet. Answer, B. Signaling at least 100 feet before turning gives other drivers enough time to react. When you see a bicyclist on the road ahead with their left arm extended downward to their left, you should assume the bicyclist is A. Turning left. B. Slowing down or stopping. C. Turning right. D. Changing lanes. Answer, B. A bicyclist's left arm extended downward signals that they are slowing down or stopping. When you are driving on a highway that does not have a paved shoulder, if your vehicle breaks down, you should A. Stop in your lane and turn on your hazard lights. B. Drive slowly until you find a safe place to stop. C. Move your vehicle completely off the roadway. D. Leave the vehicle where it is and call for help. Answer: C. Stopping on the highway can be dangerous. Move off the road and use hazard lights. If you are the driver or owner of a vehicle that is in a crash, that is your fault, and you are not insured in compliance with the financial responsibility law. A. You will receive a warning. B. You may lose your driver's license. C. You must pay only a small fine. D. You will receive only a court order. Answer: B. Failing to have proper insurance can lead to suspension of your license. If a law enforcement officer stops a vehicle for a traffic violation and finds a front seat passenger 17 years of age or younger not wearing a seatbelt violation will be charged to A. The front seat passenger. B. The driver. C. Both the driver and the passenger. D. No one. Answer: B. Drivers are responsible for ensuring that passengers under 18 are properly restrained. You are looking for a place to park your vehicle and there is a space ahead, near a fire hydrant. You are not allowed to park A. Within 15 feet of the hydrant. B. Within 10 feet of the hydrant. C. Within 20 feet of the hydrant. D. Anywhere on the same street. Answer: A. Parking near a fire hydrant can obstruct emergency response efforts. When entering an expressway, never stop in the acceleration lane unless traffic is A. Heavy and there is no safe gap. B. Moving slower than the speed limit. C. Traveling at a speed above 70 miles per hour. D. Less than 50 miles per hour. Answer: A. The acceleration lane is meant for merging into traffic. Only stop if merging is impossible. When approaching an intersection, if you see a traffic sign in the shape of a triangle, the sign is A. A stop sign. B. A yield sign. C. A warning sign. D. A speed limit sign. Answer: B. Triangular signs indicate a yield, meaning drivers must slow down and give the right of way. When a projecting load extends to the rear 4 or more feet beyond the bed or body of a vehicle in the daytime, the extreme rear and sides of the load must be marked by 4. A. Red flags. B. White reflectors. C. Flashing red lights. D. Orange cones. Answer: A. Loads extending 4 or more feet must be clearly marked with red flags in daylight. If a law enforcement officer suspects your vehicle is not properly maintained or does not comply with Florida motor vehicle equipment standards, the officer A. Can issue a citation. B. Cannot stop your vehicle. C. Must let you off with a warning. D. Can only inspect commercial vehicles. Answer: A. Vehicles must meet safety and equipment standards, and failure to comply can result in citations. What are the penalties for speeding in a school or construction zone? A. Regular fine applies. B. Double the standard fine and possible civil penalties up to $1,000. C. A warning only. D. License suspension for 1 year. Answer: B. Speeding violations in school or construction zones carry higher fines and penalties to ensure safety in high-risk areas. What should a driver do when entering a roundabout? A. Enter at full speed to keep up with traffic. B. Yield to traffic already in the roundabout and enter when safe. C. Stop completely before entering. D. Change lanes while inside the roundabout. Answer: B. Drivers must yield to vehicles already circulating in the roundabout and enter only when it is safe to do so.